Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Ryan Coop and the Doc Show. I'm here with my two buddies, Arizona sports legend, Bruce Cooper. Ooh, with the flex, okay.
Ooh.
Arizona dental legend, Dr. Ken Snyder, the people's champ. Here I am, in another Bad Birdie shirt. All right, guys, we are in just a period of wonderful sports. We kind of kicked it off with March Madness. We went to the Masters. We had opening day. We've had start of NBA, NHL playoffs, even the NFL draft. Coop, what are you picking out of all of that?
Well, there was a lot of excitement for the Cardinals on draft day. I thought that General Manager Steve Keim pulled just an absolute coup. You can't get one of the top 6 wide receivers in the draft unless you move up. You're going to have to give up some assets, future assets, to do that.
That's right.
He decided to stand pat, and what he did was he sent his first-round pick, number 23 overall, to the Baltimore Ravens. In return, he received the Ravens' third-round compensatory pick plus wide receiver.
Proven.
Hollywood Brown, a former teammate in college of Kyler Murray. In fact, the year that Kyler Murray won the Heisman Trophy, Brown was his big play guy. Over 1,400 yards receiving, 10 touchdowns. So this was major. It was major until. Major news until. The best receiver on the team, DeAndre Hopkins, hit with a 6-game suspension for PED use. Guys, we already saw what the Cardinals were reduced to when DeAndre got hurt the latter part of last season. The offense just went downhill. They were 3-5 without him, 8-2 with him, 3-5 without him. So, Ryan, what type of impact do you expect this 6-game suspension to have on the Cardinals?
So here's the good news. It's at the beginning of the season, right, when Cliff seems to come out of the gates just on fire. Now, whatever happens at the end of the season to Cliff, we're going to see if that trend stays true. But
does it matter that he had DeAndre when he came out of the gates?
Did it matter his previous 7 coaching seasons? He didn't have DeAndre then, and he still tanked it at the. So look, here's the problem. You can't have a team full of dudes who are just unreliable, and you're not sure what you're going to get out of them. Be that injury, attitude, right? We got some stuff going on with attitude, and so I don't think this is headed for a great place, but I don't think it's solely because of DeAndre Hopkins. Now, he did what every other athlete does. He says, well, geez, I have no clue. I didn't do that. I don't put anything in my body that. But when you look at who his trainer is, other guys, Bradley Roby, Will Fuller, DeAndre, all these dudes have been busted now.
Yeah, and the common denominator with each one of them is they've been hurt and they tried to recover. Try to recover quickly. So that's not a good thing. Doc, what type of impact do you think this will have on the Cardinals?
I have a couple questions. First of all, why do you think Baltimore let him go? Or, they only had him for a short period of time. But
well, the reason is that not only did Hollywood Brown request a trade, but Baltimore was kind of hedging on whether they wanted to pay him the type of receiver money that free agents are getting now.
Run first offense.
Yeah.
But when they traded for him, signed him.
No, they drafted him in the same year that Kyler came in. But here's the deal. Ryan's onto something. You have a quarterback in Lamar Jackson at Baltimore who runs a lot. And the Baltimore, that's their bread and butter, is their run offense, and then Jackson passes off that. If Hollywood Brown wants to make that big money that these other free agent wide receivers are getting, he knows how important stats are. And so he wants to go to a team where the forward pass is not a foreign play, And so, so I get it. So he asked for a trade.
So I found it interesting that their second and third pick were both defensive ends. So what do you think that says for how they feel whether or not Watt's going to be able to perform this year?
Well, see, they lost Chandler Jones.
Yeah, they lost Chandler Jones.
They don't have anybody that can rush the passer. So they're hoping that Cameron Thomas from San Diego State and Myjai Sanders from Cincinnati can be those dudes collectively, because individually they're not going to give you what Chandler did. So no, J.J. Watt is he's got one more year left on his deal, and we'll see how he turns out health-wise, because again, he's another one of those guys who missed a great deal last year.
Here's a question for you. This could be maybe Ryan's riddle. So their number 7 pick was Christian Matthew. Do you know what school he went to?
Christian Matthew, I believe he went to, like, was it a HBCU?
It was.
Valdosta.
Yeah.
Do you know where that is? I have
Georgia,
what
right?
planet?
I think you're right.
It's Florida. Thank you. I want to tell you, we got the answer from our man, the Canuck.
All
Chris
right.
Peterson, sitting back there in his Arizona Cardinals hat, celebrating DeAndre Hopkins Day right now.
Hey, but speaking of Ryan's riddle, I mean, look, we got to do something right now, guys.
It's not that part of the show. It's not on the show sheet.
But we need to move along, because, see, last week's, it's driving me crazy, guys. It makes no sense, and yet you guys think it does. And so let's hurry. Let's move the show along. Let's get to Ryan's riddle pretty soon. What we got next, Ryan?
Oh, wait. Good news. We can't do the riddle. I hear a knock on the door, and it's the knock. Oh, man. It's a knock. And because we got a guy here who you'll want to meet. He gives a lot of credit to Dr. Snyder, Dr. Myers, and that dental clinic team. And it's one of just the best stories you're going to hear.
And this is Clifford Teague, a patient here at the St. Vincent de Paul Charity Dental Clinic. And Clifford, along with taking care of your dental needs, you told me that you feel that the St. Vincent de Paul Dental Clinic actually saved your life.
Most definitely. I came here with a toothache. Obviously, they couldn't pull it because of my high blood pressure, so I had to do something about it. So I went back home, did some reevaluating, cleaned up my diet, exercised, the whole 9 yards, came back, everything was good, got my tooth pulled, and I said, I went back home and felt pretty good, like, what, let's keep this going. So here I am.
So what was the highest weight? You mentioned that to me.
The highest, it was at least 400.
Over 400 pounds. Yeah. And what are you today?
Today, I weighed myself, it was 241.
Oh, okay, wow. Wow, that's
Yeah.
you lost a whole person there.
Yes. Yes. As you can see, I just came from the gym.
Oh, wow, good for you, man. Good for you.
Yeah.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
And you told me that the job you had before when you were 400 pounds, that it was pretty difficult for you. Can you explain a little bit about that?
I went to work. It was a high demanding job. It was hard labor, a lot of bending over. And that job lasted 2-3 months, and I couldn't perform the task because I had backaches, my legs hurt, so it was a hard job, so I couldn't do it. I couldn't, meet the needs for the job to do it.
So how has your diet changed?
Oh, it changed tremendously. I make my own meal preps now. I stay under, I stay in a caloric deficit now. No more sodas, just water. I keep tabs on, what I mainly put in my body now for now, Yeah, so I'm health conscious now.
And so, I think all health professionals can't just concentrate on one area. They kind of have to, be conscious of the entire patient, even dietary. That's one thing in the past that physicians and dentists really haven't dealt with, but that's so huge. Whether, keeping decay out of your mouth or keeping you healthy is, like you say, being on a proper diet and, of course, proper exercise. Well, it's so kind of you to credit the dental clinic with saving your life, but we also kind of restored your smile.
Most definitely.
As well.
Before I became in, I never smiled. Man. I hated my smile since I was young, man. I had bad teeth, and now my wife, I can't stop smiling now. So
I was gonna say, man, they look great, man. Yeah, you're a poster child for the dental clinic, I think.
You.
So that's terrific.
Yeah.
So overall, how would you say, between the dental and the medical clinic, how has your lifestyle changed?
I'm a new person. Before I came in, I was totally different. It changed tremendously. tremendous. Like, every time I come in here, I just get this chills. Every time I come in, like I said, if I never found this place, where would I be? Like, I always think about that, you know?
Has it caused you to alter like your future goals, or have you set the bar higher for what you like to accomplish?
Yeah, I like to accomplish. I like to get to 200 pounds.
Oh.
Oh yeah, you know. So
is that kind of your cutoff point then, or?
Far as cutting, yeah. Then after that, of course, bulking up, getting more muscle mass, you know, stuff like that. So I'm gonna start a bulk when I get down to a certain weight. You know, when you connect with health, you really miss out on a lot of things, because I didn't know sleep was very important. A gallon of water is very important.
Yeah.
Exercise, mobility, you know, just everything. You know, I learned a lot. So
walking up those stairs actually affected the whole family's life in a sense, right?
And you know, every time I come here, you know, I used to take the elevator.
Yeah.
I take the stairs now.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, you've been an outstanding patient, and I'm so proud of what you've accomplished. I mean, I can just imagine the willpower it takes to lose 160 pounds.
Yeah.
And so proud of you. So
Thank you.
Thanks so much for stopping by today, and good luck in everything you do.
Most definitely. Thank you.
You know, I'm really proud of Clifford. I mean, it's nice that he gave us accolades that, you know, we saved his life, but the reality is he saved his own life.
He had to do it.
Yeah.
He had to do it. That's right. And
Okay, right. Now, I need you to move along. This is adopt a patient next, right? Because we have to get to Ryan's riddle.
so
I mean, we do.
we're going to ignore my man. Even though he's a sports legend in Arizona, he is really messing up the show sheet.
Well, the riddle just has me so messed up in my mind. I got to get it out. So adopt a patient's next, right?
So the only way we can move this adopt a patient along is if someone emails in right now and says, "I'll take it, I'll do it, I'll help the patient, whatever cost." It's adopt a patient. Doc, who do you have for us today? Who can we help?
Well, we have a person that really, really needs our help. Her name is Maria Mendeville. She's 63 years old. She's on a fixed income. Yeah. And, you know, and a lot of the patients, you know, there might be a tendency for people to view some of these patients that we put into adopt a patient, say, well, gee, you know, why didn't they brush? Why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? But most of these people have never had access to dental care, you know, throughout their whole lives. And, you know, most of their stories are, they're just hard stories. We're going to have to take out the 12 remaining teeth. Some of them are root tips, some of them are teeth. We're going to have to contour the bone in each arch to make it so that the dentures will have a better fit. And then obviously we're going to make her a set of dentures. So, and you know, we're not just talking a health thing. We're talking not able to chew your food. We're talking a self-esteem thing. I mean, just so many levels to change this person's life around.
So Coop, what do you think this would cost on the outside, you know, market value?
Well, see, Doc started talking about reconfiguring some bones in here to make the dentures fixed. So that just cha-ching on the outside, that makes that go up in my mind. So I'm going to say 16 grand.
21.
21. Okay, actually, you guys are both pretty close. It would take about 19 grand right now to get her all set up and make the dentures.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, dentures are expensive. Now, at St. Vincent de Paul, this is going to astound you. I think this is one of the best bargains in adopt a patient we've ever had. At St. Vincent de Paul, with our volunteers and our students and our residents and oral surgeons and everything, what do you think we can do it for here?
Okay.
Materials
That's
only.
19 grand, I would say. I'm going to go, we can do it for 2,100.
Doc said it's a bargain, and we're normally at about 10 to 1. So I'm going to say 1,300.
Okay, fasten your seatbelts.
Oh, it's less.
$800.
No way, Doc, come on, stop
$800.
it. Doc,
We
stop
get
it.
lab discounts.
Stop it,
We have the materials. As far as your oral surgeons, all their work is free. And so, $800.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut because I'm going to make our family go broke if I do everything that I want to do here. But that's a tax credit gift. If you filed jointly, $800 is what you can give to a charity like St. Vincent de Paul, and you get a dollar for dollar credit back. You are getting this money back to help a woman with $19,000 worth of work.
Unbelievable.
It is zero cost. Can you believe that?
Unbelievable. All right.
Man.
Now, I know we're going to help her, but now can we help me? I mean,
There is no helping you.
I
There is
need
no.
to answer to a riddle that makes zero sense. If memory serves
Was that
me
a
correct,
riddle?
You have 2 in a corner, 1 in a room, 0 in a house, 1 in a shelter. What am I? That makes zero
And
sense.
2 in a Bruce Cooper.
That's what now? Doc, that still makes no sense.
Coop, buckle your seatbelts. Here we go.
Okay, all right.
You are the letter R.
What? What are you talking about?
How many R's are in a house?
How many
If you
R's?
spell house, how many R's?
There's no R in a house.
How many are in
0
a
in a
shelter?
house. 1 in a shelter. 2 in a corner. 1 in a room.
And 2 in a Bruce Cooper.
Spelling brought to you by, not Coop. Spelling brought to you by Ryan and the Duck. Coop, are you ready for another one? Because
Wait a second. Wait a minute. Okay, so I'm really confused again now. So what's the answer?
The letter R.
But
Look,
wait a
look,
second.
look, I still have our show sheet from the last one. Where
Okay,
is it?
write the letter R down.
No, guy. 2, 1, 2, 1, 0, 1. You're watching real time cranking here.
Yeah.
Can you feel it? Can you hear it? I kind of smell it. It smells like something's burning.
Wow.
R.
You know, people, see,
Okay, R.
that is so ridiculous that it should not cause an individual to have to lose that much sleep over something
Okay,
that ridiculous.
then we're going to give you another one because it's along the same lines, and I think you can do it. I want to turn it around for you, Bruce Cooper.
right.
We're going to do it.
I have a question. Are you ready?
You ready?
Yeah.
Which letter of the alphabet has the most water?
Which letter of the alphabet has the most water?
Hey, see?
Okay.
He's going to go through all the letters.
Okay.
We can do it live right here. There's only 26. You got like a 4% shot of just guessing and getting it right. I'm not going to write all the letters down. We wrote it all down last time for Coop.
Wait. Which letter in the alphabet has the most water? I mean, come on now.
Remember, these are
I
riddles.
went through it. I went through ABC. I went through everything. E, F, G, H, I, J, Q, R, S, T, U, how does a letter in the alphabet have the most water?
This is
X,
very
Y, Z.
complicated.
This is actually scientific.
Q.
You want to go back to what's one in a one in a room?
A, B, C. C has the most water.
Bruce Cooper! Winner! Here we go!
We should have like confetti come down or something when he gets it right. Yeah.
I can sleep tonight, people.
The C has the most water.
And here's the deal. Don't bother sending anything into Ryan's website. I got this. Finally. Oh, my gosh. I can
Okay.
sleep.
Hey. Even amidst my last warning, our audience, which must be growing because we're getting more mail, stop it. Stop it right now. But we got to answer the questions that have come in. It's Doc's mailbag. Doc, what is in that bag?
Boy, you never know. No, wait, okay, I thought that was a cockroach in there. No, it's the mail. Okay, let's see what we got. I love the way the mailman lets our viewers not have to put stamps on the envelopes. Just, I don't know, it makes the thing run smoother. Dear Doc, recently a skateboard mishap, during a skateboard mishap, my neighbor's son had a tooth knocked out. 2 of my kids skateboard too. What should I do if it happens to them? Okay, wow.
Take the skateboard.
Take the skateboard, yeah. This isn't a dental question.
Well, the
This
funny
is like
thing
Ryan's
is,
riddle.
I was in private practice many years, and when rollerblades came out, I would say I was in the office almost every weekend putting teeth back together from rollerblade accidents. So a couple things. First of all, let's preface it by saying if you're in any kind of a contact sport, football, basketball, soccer, wrestling, whatever, boxing, get yourself a mouth guard. Or if you're in like an activity that you may take a spill, like mountain climbing, mountain biking, Ryan's favorite, bull riding. Or no, that's shooting the bull. That's right. But anyway, anything where you feel like you
Don't do
might,
anything with
take
the
a
bull.
tumble, by all means, have a mouth guard. Now, that being said, you can buy mouth guards in the store, like the athletic stores and that, even Walmart. We call them bacon boil. You one size fits all, pretty much. You put it in hot water till it gets soft. You stick it in your mouth and bite down. It's better than nothing. But the ideal thing is to have your dentist, make you a mouth guard. And a lot of times, if it's a young kid playing sports, a dentist will do it for free. We did in our office all the time. But that being said, let's say a tooth does get knocked out. Okay, if it's your own, or well, first of all, it's a baby tooth. Put it under the pillow for the child, wait for the tooth fairy, because there's no such thing as reimplanting a baby tooth. But if it is a permanent tooth, if you have the wherewithal and can suck it up and put the tooth back up in, whether it's your own or a child's, get it in there, because there's a much better chance of taking a reimplantation. If not, put it in milk. And we tell people to put it in milk because milk is pretty close to neutral pH. And put it in milk, until you get to the dentist. The other thing is, if the tooth fell on the dirt or ground or something, the playground, you can rinse it off slightly, but don't brush off dirt or anything like that. Leave the dirt on it. Even if you reimplant it, leave it on it. Whatever you can't rinse off under the sink, because once you start brushing that root, there's a layer of cells there that aids in the reimplantation, and you brush that layer off, and it's not going to take. Get to the dentist within, 90 minutes to 2 hours, and there's a good chance that they can go ahead and put it back up in there. And then what will happen is that we can bond it to the other teeth until it gets strong enough. Usually it will require a root canal at some point, but again, you have your own tooth.
Doc, that reminds me of a story when I was younger, playing basketball, gave a head fake and went up for it and caught a guy with my head in the mouth. His tooth came loose, and I, felt bad. But then the story I heard the following week was, this was a Saturday afternoon, was that his dad called their dentist for an emergency root canal, put the tooth back in. I'm like, man, I didn't know it was that involved. So to hear you tell that story takes me back a ways. I mean, wow, amazing.
Yeah, and like I say, that way, and here's the other thing too. Let's say if the tooth doesn't come the whole way out, or even if it does, and there's some fragments, save those fragments, because a lot of times we can bond them back together again. And the other thing is, if it, say, falls in the dirt or whatever, there's a good chance that you or your child may have to get a tetanus shot. And then one other thing that's really important, take note, whoever it is, whether it's your child, a neighbor, yourself, did that person black out at all? Because you can suffer concussion, and a lot of times we're worrying about the tooth. In the meantime, there could be a bleed in the brain or something. So really,
I want to say this. Congrats to Doc. He's a grandfather of twin boys now. But Doc, I got some early advice for you. I know you're a dentist, but no skateboards for those twins. That's my advice, Doc.
And Doc, if you're true to your teeth,
they won't be false to you,
have a good one, everyone.
whether they come out on the ground or not.